8s, I'm going to do a quick little recap of our hip circles, our figure of 8s, our hip flicks, and our travelling walk with our hip flicks, just so that you can refer to this and practice in your own time. So just a little recap, when we are using our proper belly dancing posture, we always have our feet hip width apart, which to measure that up is around 1 foot length apart. We're going to keep nice soft knees. We're going to roll our shoulders back and down, and rather than having our chest out, we're rolling them back and then we're anchoring into the ground here. So relaxing but keeping our heart chakra open. And we are engaging our PC muscles here by tucking that pelvis up. So that's our perfect posture, and you want to be able to breathe and smile and relax when you're in this posture. Sometimes if you bend into your knees more, you will find it a little bit more comfortable. So just feel your body and see what's comfortable for you. When we're doing our basic hip circles, I really want you to connect with your weight transfer in the ground. So when your hips are forward, your weight's in the ball of your feet. At the side, it's running down the side of your foot. At the back, it's in your heels. But you want to make sure that you still have that pelvis tucked under when your weight is at the back. And then at the side, it's running down the side. So as we join these together, you want to feel that weight transfer happen, and you want to keep your hips parallel to the floor. When we're transitioning between our beautiful hip circles into our figure of 8s, we're really going to use the diagonals and our weight transfers. So when we decide that we're going to do our backward figure of 8, we're going to twist our hips, and we're going to transfer our weight from the back left heel to the front right. So we do that little transfer, and then we bring that hip around to the back and do that half semicircle. The weight then goes in our back right heel, and then we do that transfer again, and the weight comes to the front left ball of the foot, and then that semicircle, weight in the heel, diagonal slide, semicircle, diagonal slide. So when we join it together, sorry, this is Bo, my little Yorkshire Terrier. So once we've got that nice and smooth and that flowing 8, you'll feel that nice little rock and that transfer in your feet. We want to keep our posture nice and open, but at the same time grounded and relaxed. And when we're going to transition back into our circles, we're always going to use the sides to do that. So if we're going to go into a backward, from a backward figure of 8 into a clockwise hip circle, we're going to do that on the right hand side. As that hip comes around into that semicircle, rather than going into the twist here, we're going to keep our hips front on and continue that circle around. The same way if we're going to go back into a figure of 8, rather than bringing that hip to the back just straight on like this, we're going to create that twist in there. So we create that twist and transition through. So backward figure of 8s, I'm just going to play a little bit of music for you here. Backward figure of 8s. Transitioning into that circle. And then I'm doing that transition at the back and going back into those figure of 8s. If we're going anti-clockwise with our circle, we're going to transition on the left-hand side. So as our hips are going on those diagonals, as this hip then goes to the back here, rather than doing that twist, we're going to keep our hips straight on and continue with that motion around. So this is now an anti-clockwise circle. And if we want to go back into the figure of 8s here, as I start half that circle on the left-hand side, I'm then going to let this left hip come back that little bit further, creating that diagonal, and then I'm going to transition into those figure of 8s. Beautiful. I hope you had fun with that one.